First, they started with illegal Bangladeshi migrants, then infiltrators, then Rohingya, then jihadi, and then now Prime Minister is just stigmatizing. He does know that what is going to be the fallout. RSS program is one nation, one religion, one culture, one party, one leader. That's fascism. We are seeing the fallout in Manipur, where Mekti, Naga, Kuki, they used to live together. For more than a year, with the double-engine government there, the people are fighting each and every day. Neither the state home ministry nor the union home ministry is capable of preventing their rights. On the other hand, he wants to convert the entire nation into a Manipur. Actually, Prime Minister is trying to make Hindu population, particularly women folk, captive, to keep them in a cage of fear. वो फर्जी मुद्दे लाते रहेंगे, हम असली मुद्दे पर अड़े रहेंगे. So it's a matter of bread and butter, roti and rosy. What happened to the women in the case of Asiba case, Bilkis Banu case, where this government should have taken this criminal action against the criminals. What he did for these women wrestlers, he could not punish Brijbhushan Verma, but rewarded his son. Marriage is according to Islam and Muslims, and in most of the cases, marriage is a civil contract between a man and a woman. So, मेरे अंगने में तुम्हारा क्या काम है? Modi ji has interfered into this interpersonal relationship. Depending on only face of Modi has rendered BJP faceless. It has damaged the BJP's cause. वो उपलब्धियां गिनाते. Other than that, he started with Modi guarantee. So what happened to the earlier volunteer guarantee he has given?
Hello and welcome to HT's weekly talk show, The Interview, and our special segment, Elections 2024, The Big Picture. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's anti-minority stance has created a stir, be it calling them infiltrators or saying that they will invade the sacred space by snatching away the Mangal Sutra worn by Hindu women. There is uncertainty on how events would unfold. Enough for the opposition to seize the moment and rubbish BJP's claim that the infiltrators are people from across the border and not the minorities living in India. Today, we have with us Mohd Salim to talk about this and a range of other issues. Mohd Salim is contesting the Lok Sabha election from Murshidabad in West Bengal, a constituency to watch out for. And when it is West Bengal, can one leave out Mamata Banerjee? Mohd Salim certainly does not, even as he attacks the BJP and brand Modi in this edition of Elections 2024, The Big Picture. Welcome to the show, Mr. Mohd Salim, and thank you for being here with us.
Thank you.
Let me begin with the minorities. Do you think the Prime Minister calling minorities as infiltrators has changed the tone and tenor of the elections?
Of course, because it's not a single or any ordinary RSS Pracharak, the Prime Pracharak and the Prime Minister. And what he has said is totally uncalled for. He's holding a post. They should play fair to that post at least. We know it's a RSS campaign all along, but how you can divide the population on the basis of religion and stigmatize a section, which is a very important section. First, they started with illegal Bangladeshi migrants, then infiltrators, then Rohingya, then jihadi, and then now Prime Minister is just stigmatizing. He does know that what is going to be the fallout. It is a direct attack to our secular democratic republic. RSS program is one nation, one religion, one culture, one party, one leader. That's fascism.
When you say the fallout is huge, it somehow gives me a sense that there is a lot of danger in what he's saying. So would you explain that?
He is now in a very sticky wicket. The same Prime Minister who used to talk about development, Vikas, how we have forgotten all those issues and now talking about Hindu, Muslim, Mandir, Masjid, infiltrators. The fallout is that you take to divide the population. Why do you divide? Because you are looting the nation. You are selling off the national property. So people are coming together, particularly after the formation of India bloc, the whole nation is now want to protect, to reclaim the secular democratic republic. And now he is out to destroy that unity. You are seeing the fallout in Manipur. When Mekti, Naga, Kuki, they used to live together. For more than a year, with the double-engine government there, the people are fighting each and every day. Neither the state home ministry nor the union home ministry is capable of doing preventing their rights. On the other hand, he wants to convert the entire nation into a Manipur.
On your other point, and something the opposition has been harping on, that since Mr. Modi is the Prime Minister, he cannot cross the line. But to be fair to him, he is not campaigning as the Prime Minister. He is campaigning as a party man. So the rules cannot be different. They have to be the same for him and the opposition.
He is occupying the chair still. He is not just another pracharak. He is prime pracharak in that case. He has taken oath. He is under oath that he will not discriminate people on the basis of caste, creed, language, sex. So why he is discriminating? That Prime Minister must see to it that majority of minority, Hindu or Muslims, Christians or Sikhs, men or women, they are all same for him.
To be fair to the BJP, and if we take its defense on face value, they are saying that the Prime Minister was referring to people from across the border and not the minorities in India. And there seems to be some logic in this argument.
It's a double speak. Prime Minister, the last election in 2014, we have seen that when he went to Goalpara, he said all those who have crossed over the border, they वो बुढ़िया बिस्तर लेकर के ready रहे आपको भेज देंगे. And when he went to Silchar, he says that we'll offer you the citizenship. So you are stigmatizing a section of population, making them de-voters, then sending them to the detention camps, saying you are no more citizens, are turning them as infiltrators. On the other hand, you come to Bengal and says that we are ready to offer you citizenship. So what's this all about? The government must come clear. The RSS should make its policy very clear, and Prime Minister should be clear in his mind who allowed them to come in, what he did for the last 10 years.
In the context of wealth distribution, what do you make of Mr. Modi referring to the Mangal Sutra? It does touch a chord and paints the minorities as villains trying to invade the private and sacred space.
Actually, Prime Minister is trying to make Hindu population, particularly women folk, captive, to keep them in a cage of fear. And how is promoting this fear? By not only stigmatizing the minorities, but accusing minorities and the previous government, and particularly misquoting Manmohan Singh. Manmohan Singh has made it very clear, the last person. Government must work for those who are waiting in the queue in the last row. So in that case, minorities, SCs, STs, women's, physically challenged people, the resources must be allocated to them. We have seen this government has waived the corporate loans, allowed the last section of cheaters and looters to loot our banks and flee the country. And on the other hand now, he is accusing the minorities and opposition, in particular Congress, that if they come, your Mangal Sutra will be snatched or taken. How? I don't want to make a personal comment, but who has not valued in his personal life and family life the value of Mangal Sutra? He is threatening the other persons that your Mangal Sutra will be snatched and taken away.
Actually, that's hitting below the belt. So I will move on.
He himself has invited such comment.
Let me ask you, is this an opportunity your party would seize to change the narrative in the remaining phases of the election and woo the minorities?
वो फर्जी मुद्दे लाते रहेंगे, हम असली मुद्दे पर अड़े रहेंगे. Be it minorities or majority, we are fighting for the rights, haq, insaf. It's a matter of bread and butter, roti and rosy, employment, education, health. The Prime Minister has nothing to say because he has cheated this country with the PM Care Fund. He has cheated this country by increasing the price of the life-saving drugs and taking bribes from the drug manufacturers, multinational companies. Because the BJP or the Prime Minister do not want to address these day-to-day issues of development, of their rights, he is talking all this rubbish. But we will not change our narratives, because when we talk about livelihoods, we talk about employment, the Prime Minister has nothing to say, nothing to offer.
However prejudiced you may be, you cannot deny that the Modi government has empowered Muslim women, whether it is triple talaq or undertaking the Hajj without men.
Second one is not Modi government. It was some order or dictates from Saudi Arabia. Why Modi is going to take this? It's a universal rule now. This is how he becomes Vishwaguru. And secondly, empowering women. Achha, this women empowerment thing we heard when we had UPA 1 government. Social reforms come from within the community. They tried to play these, but criminalizing a civil thing is not empowerment. It's a question of the relationship in a family between men and women. Nothing to do with government. And these personal laws are for the Christians, for the tribals, for the northeastern peoples. Everywhere they have these customs. So there are some good, some bad.
So don't you think the BJP government should be credited with pushing this initiative and abolishing triple talaq?
No. Making a social issue into a religious controversial issue. And it's not empowerment of Muslim women. People want something else. Muslim women also, they want education. They want their position in the profession. They want their position in the society. What happened to the women in the case of Asiba case, Bilkis Banu case, where this government should have taken this criminal action against the criminals. Instead of that, they have garlanded that. What he did for these women wrestlers, he could not punish Brij Bhushan Verma, but rewarded his son.
While I take your point, we are deviating, and you're still not telling me if the government should be credited for bringing in a progressive step like banning triple talaq.
Every social reform is guided and continued and successful with the society's attitude. By making it a political, controversial, communal issues, he has done the other way around. The natural course of social reform and development has been hindered. Marriage is according to Islam and Muslims, and in most of the cases, marriage is a civil contract between a man and a woman. So, mere anne mein tumhara kya kaam hai? Modi ji has interfered into this interpersonal relationship.
Okay, while on numbers and figures, what about the is bar 400 par arithmetic? How do you see that panning out?
If you go by Prime Minister's arithmetic, then when there's only 280 seats voted, he says 400 par ho gaya. So this is absurd. He's talking in vacuum.
As a senior and experienced politician and someone who has a sense of the ground feel, what kind of numbers do you think the BJP will get?
After third phase, BJP could have managed with a thin margin. But now I'm saying after fourth phase and seeing their desperation, it's very difficult for India to muster majority. Number one, people are voting for local issues and grassroots level strategy and their personal experience. BJP is expected that people will vote in ranges on the question of Ram Mandir or UCC or 370. But the Bengal people are not voting 370 or Kashmir. Bengal people are voting seeing the lawlessness here, seeing the corruption here. Employment, unemployment is a big issue. the small scale industries, the cottage industries, the artisans people, we know that the weavers, the farmers, they are at receiving end. So they will vote against this government.
You know, the BJP is on a high on two counts, brand Modi and the temple. Do you agree?
In economics, there is a theory, law of diminishing return. So Modi है तो मुमकिन है, मोदी जी आएंगे तो अच्छे दिन लाएंगे. It's already a decade old. Already people have seen him. And that's why BJP has resorted to cancelling the opposition's nominations, getting things unopposed, because they know the opposition are coming up in a big way. Depending on only face of Modi has rendered BJP faceless. It has damaged the BJP's cause. And secondly, instead of talking the success and the achievements, वो उपलब्धियां गिनाते. Other than that, he started with Modi guarantee. So what happened to the earlier volunteer guarantee he has given about black money, giving 15 lakh rupees? The people are very angry.
How do you analyze the low turnout in the phases that are over? In past, a low turnout meant complacency and no change in the status quo. By that measure, the BJP is safe, so to speak.
Thumb rule is that when the low turnout is there, that means, but this summer, heat, wave, and this poor RSS voters and BJP voters are not very enthused. It's the other way around. The oppositions are united after creation of India bloc. The all opposition parties seat in Bihar, in the UP, in Rajasthan, in Andhra Pradesh, in Telangana, Maharashtra. There's a huge enthusiasm in the opposition camp. Whereas within the BJP, in the RSS, there's serious problem inside. So they are free to enthuse their own support base. And in many places, RSS is also, I think, not working. Without RSS active support, BJP cannot mobilize even their own voters.
What do you see as the future of the minorities in this country? Many feel that the inevitable would happen, while others feel it is a passing phase and the country is strong enough to withstand challenges.
I go by your second. In 5 years, government comes and goes. In 10 years, some issues, some policies come up. But on civilizational values, that's formed in centuries. You can't divide Urdu and Hindi, Hindustani. So in that case, you can't divide this population into vegetarian and non-vegetarian. We have that inherent values as in यूनान विश्व रोमा सभी मिट गए जहाँ से, यूनान विश्व रोमा सभी मिट गए जहाँ से, अब तक मगर है बाकी नाम वो निशा हमारा. Why? Because of this values. And in that case, this is a passing phase. Minorities' future is intertwined with the majority.
Let me ask you, isn't secularism, particularly the way political parties have practiced it, actually appeasement?
This is a strip from RSS textbook, but it has an appeal to many intellectuals and even radicals and liberals also. But unfortunately, there is some misuse and abuse. But exception does not make rule. It's not appeasement. Had it been appeasement, then Ranganath Mishra Commission and Sachar Committee would not have come into existence. If it is appeasement, then this average life of these minorities would have gone up. But according to Sachar Committee, the Muslims' life is no better than scheduled caste and scheduled tribes in many areas. So in that case, it's a totally bogus thing. It's not an appeasement, rather it's a deprivation. It's a deprivation, systematic deprivation, and not practicing secularism in proper sense.
Coming to your own election, in the 2019 election that you contested, you lost your security deposit. What makes you think that you will win this time?
Because 2024 is not 2019. There was Pulwama, there was Balakot, there was quintals of RDX. In 2019, people were compelled to vote not pushing the EVM buttons. They were told as if they are pushing nuclear buttons. And the nuclear bombs are being thrown to Islamabad or Karachi or Rawalpindi. But actually, nothing has happened. Once the election is over, there's no war cry. History does not repeat itself, and the journalists should try to read the current situation instead of munching figures from history.
You cannot deny that Mamata Banerjee's schemes for women and BJP consolidating the vote could upset the game for you.
One is BJP had reached its top due to Mamata's failure or active cooperation and patronage in 2021. Post 2021 in Bengal, BJP is not consolidating, they are in disarray. 50% of BJP is recycled TMC. Their leaders are cadres. But we have failed to realize that. 1/4 of their MPs are former TMCs. 50% of their MLAs are former TMCs. Here, in this case, schemes of Mamata Banerjee is what is new. Say, for example, this Lucky Vandar, or women folk getting 500, now there is 1,000. You go to Karnataka, Andhra, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. Such schemes are better placed there. Women's participation in the workforce has decreased in the country, so you are giving them some allowances, like unemployment allowances. So who wants to live on such pity? They must get their rights. It's a question of dignity of human being. That is being compromised here, and that's why people are rejecting. Panchayat election, you have seen, BJP has been relegated to third position, and left has improved its position. Now it's a resurrection. It's the destruction of BJP politics in Bengal and resurrection of the left. Mamata failed to put a check to BJP RSS, and that's why people need more and more left, because it's an ideological battle, political battle, which the left is doing it, and they are coming out with a flying color.
You are banking on the success in the panchayat elections. But as an astute politician, you know that leave alone the panchayat elections, even the state elections do not have a bearing on the outcome of the Lok Sabha elections. So isn't your confidence a bit misplaced?
You are right. Bengal population, or even in this country, people are aware that there are three kinds of governance, three tier, and in that case, they vote various differently in different states. But the question of people's anger against the ruling dispensation is the same. People's deprivation is the same. When we talk about some emotive issues, that may tend to change. But when the real issues they face, so it's a question of price rights. It's a question of democratic rights. It's a question of unemployment. It's a question of lack of development. It's a question of when people want peace. Our confidence is there because if we can ensure vote peacefully, in my constituency, thousands of people have said that in 12 years, first time they went to the polling booth. They were not allowed to exercise their votes. So if they want exercise, they would do it against the government. Very simple. State government or central government.
On another point, you are trying to change the narrative by saying that Mamata Banerjee is helping the BJP, while everyone knows that they are daggers drawn.
So where from BJP came? When Congress ruled this state and the left ruled the state, where was the BJP? In 1999, when Mamata Banerjee broke away from the Congress and went straight to the BJP's lap and became part of NDA, that's how the BJP got 2 Lok Sabha seats after Kargil election in 1999. Mamata Banerjee helped BJP to grow. Now also, you see Shatrughan Sinha, Babul Supriyo, Arjun Singh, Jiten Tiwari, all these names, they are common cadres of BJP and TMC. Common cadres, whichever way they can go. So, because people are realizing. And thirdly, when the ED CBI got arrested Arvind Kejriwal, got arrested Hemant Soren, went to cross the walls of Chidambaram, here, after repeated, scolding from High Courts and Supreme Court, the ED-CBI is not moving against this Abhishek Banerjee. So people can see through. All these TMC leaders, ministers went to jail because of the court, because of the fight of the leftist advocates, lawyers inside the court and struggle outside.
Coming to your campaign, let me ask you, you have Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary campaigning for you. The same gentleman who is supporting Sam Pitroda's remarks on racism. The thrust being, some people are white and some are dark. And that is how it is. Hai to hai is what he said.
We are campaigning against each other. We are fighting combinedly. It's not a question of endorsing all the views of INC leaders by CPIM or all the CPIM views and ideology is being endorsed by the Congress. It's a common ground is that we wanted to avoid the anti-BJP, anti-TNC votes distribution. We wanted to pull it together, and that we successfully did.
But doesn't it send a wrong signal?
No, people have got the right signal. And maybe and somewhere in the translation to Delhi or to Mumbai, it must have misplaced. But in Bengal, the signal is very clear and loud.
So Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary campaigning for you will not have an adverse effect?
No, it should help us. And I had also campaigned for him, not only him. Our people are working to ensure the victory of the state candidates of Congress. And their people, whatever their state is there, wherever they are campaigning for us. And it's a pulling together.
You know, your campaigning for Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary is different from his campaigning for you because he has supported Sam Pitroda's remarks and worsened it by making yet another racist remark.
When in Murshidabad election campaign, we made it a very clear point that neither of us will make any controversial issues. Only we limited our campaign for Murshidabad, for people of Murshidabad, migrant laborers, women folk, unemployment, education, healthcare. We harp on common issues rather than conflicting issues.
Having said that, you cannot take away from him his racist mindset, where he says people are white and people are black.
इब्तिदाई इश्क में रोता क्या है देखिए आगे आगे होता है.
While on Murshidabad become a constituency to watch out for.
Throughout Bengal, for last 1.5 decades, the left and Congress network has been sought to be destroyed by RSS and Trinamool Congress. That was the common goal, with some help of Maoists also in some pockets. But now, at least in Murshidabad, in Malda, in part of Dinajpur, in Bardhaman, Nadia, Hooghly, we were able to protect our network and revamp it. So during Panchayat election, it was a show-off where the combined strength of the left and Congress, we have not fought together, but we could take on both BJP and TNC. So the people of Murshidabad thought that it must be represented loudly and clearly in the parliament, and Bengal's future course of politics must be decided not from Kolkata, but from Murshidabad.
Finally, what do you see as the single factor which has led to the erosion of the left parties from a peak in 2004 to the vanishing left, quote unquote, as the erosion has been described?
Administratively, politically, and organizationally, we have failed. We have acknowledged that, and we have sought to correct it. Now we have revamped our organization. We have learned lessons. We have drawn lessons, and we have implemented. We have revamped our organization. Now it's a resurgent Bengal is needed to save this country, and resurgent Bengal is not possible without revamping left, and revamping left means the youth to the fore. A completely new generation has come up and successfully now grounded, and in that case, they are not looking behind, they are looking forward, the future. And in that case, again, only communists can acknowledge their mistakes, learn from the mistakes, and correct it. So now in Bengal, the word is resurrection, quote unquote. That time also I told you, Kumkum, don't write the epitaph. It's too early. It's not completely vanished. It's like phoenix is coming up.
On that positive and optimistic note, Mr. Mohd Salim, let me thank you. Let me thank you for your time, and let me thank you for taking all the questions.
Thank you. Thank you.
The countdown has begun. Soon, the people of India would vote in a new government. Some will make it, others may not. Irrespective, it is time for us to sign off and conclude our segment on elections 2024, the big picture. An initiative spanning 4 months with guests across parties, we provoked them and they hit back just as they should have. Curtains down it is, but only on the segment on elections and not, I repeat, not the talk show. So keep watching week after week HT's talk show, The Interview, wherein we will be back with more every Sunday.